Okay, for the SketchUp part of the thing, one of the most important steps of the day is your save as. And this one, when you get to your folder you're saving it in, you would save it as your name, and I am saving this one as Wagner SketchUp Shed 14. This is the 14th video. Okay, I already had one in there, so we're overwriting that one. And once you've got that done, we're going to work on this section of soffit that is underneath the eaves right here. So to do that, if you guys can get into a position like this here, and you'll try to just we're going to need the fascia rafter, and it shares a layer with everything else that we don't want to see, so we're just going to have to select all of this stuff and we'll hide it. And what we're going to do now is draw the shape of our soffit. And I've already checked all this out, and the soffit, the edge of the plywood, sits up approximately 1 5/16 inches from, well, I can show you that later when we spin around. You can take my word for this if you want. You would start on your midpoint and start dragging up, and if you're pink, if you're outlined in pink, then you're moving perpendicular to the line that you started from. And I'm having a hard time getting it here. Why is that? Change my angle a little bit. Okay. Okay, when I'm outlined in pink, I let go. I enter 1 space 5/16. I'm still pink, and I hit enter. Then I need another line. Our plywood is a 1/2 inch thick, so I go to that, make sure that I'm pink, and I go no, this actually is for 1/2 inch plywood, so I go 0.5, hit enter, and did that work? It measured to a point, so I'll undo that and I'll try it again. Okay, I'm pulling up a construction line, I'm pink, and I go 0.5, sorry. That didn't work. Okay, we'll try it again. We'll right there, pull up, we'll try it again. Okay, you have to keep messing with it a bit. 0.5, there we go. So now I can draw the shape of how the surface of that plywood is going to look. And that surface of that plywood, if I get my pencil and I can start up at this end where that intersection is, I draw a straight line along down till I'm almost at the bottom. I mean, really, you wouldn't build it all the way to the bottom, and then I get draw back across, pink if I can get it, but it'll make a surface anyway as long as I'm on that line. Then I come all the way back up to that intersection, so right there, and then I join the two, and then I've got a surface that I can push-pull. Now at this point I'm going to unhide everything because I have to push-pull it to a certain spot. And I'll get in here, and I will push-pull that too. Okay, when you're push-pulling, it only push-pulls parallel to the surface that you're actually moving it from. So if you push-pull it right to the edge of that siding, which should be the same right here as it is up there, okay, and you give that a click, that should be done. And that is the piece of soffit ready to, it's good to go. You can boom, 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 make it a component, okay, and you can get the paint bucket, get the eyedropper right there, and give it a color, and then you're going to need to duplicate it. So while you've got it selected, you can move it, grab anywhere, hit control to duplicate it. What happened to it? Okay. Oh, I don't know what was going on there. Okay, grab it to move it, and it doesn't matter where you grab it. I'll grab it on it though. Hit control. Oh, I hit shift. Okay, hit Control and just move it out, and then you'll do a right click and a flip along, components red. Yep, okay, that works. And then we'll grab it by this corner with the move tool, and we'll bring it back in to, you have to keep it on the red axis. You have to keep it on the red axis the entire time you're doing this. And get it on the red axis and hold shift, and then we'll bring it back up to this surface here. So that should look even there. If we turn off the, if we go to our tags and we turn off the rafters, then does that look like that's nice and even? Oh, I moved it. I'm just going to hit escape. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that looks perfect. So we also have a 1-inch block that holds up on the soffit down at the bottom here underneath it to sort of keep it in place. And we'll add that by, we'll hide our rafters again. So rafters, go away. And we'll model that by creating a another construction line 1 inch down from the edge of that soffit. So if you get onto that edge, make sure you're in the pink, and you stay pink, and oh, I keep sliding off of pink there. There we go. It's tricky. It's tricky. I wonder if it's trying to snap to all kinds of other stuff. Ah, come on. Now I'm in the green axis. Okay, I want to refer to that edge. Okay, I'm pink. I let go, and I do I do 1. So I have to go backspace because I put a decimal there and hit 1. Perfect. And then to draw that shape, all we have to really do is come right off this corner of this soffit, straight down on the blue axis to that construction line we just made, and then down inside of here to, we can refer it to there if we want to do it. Nice. And we're on that line. Okay, up to there and up to here. Oh, I went too far, zoomed too far. Okay, we've got another surface there that's 1 inch wide. So we're going to take that and push it 1 inch. So we start pushing away from us, and we just push 1 and enter. And how did that come out? That looks right. We'll hide this one for now. No, we can, yeah, let's hide this one for now. Then we'll get looking right at the edge of that. Whoops, we'll zoom in on this. We need another one on the other side, so we need to make this a component before we move it. Did I get it all? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to hit make component. Okay, I'm going to grab my paint bucket and paint it so that it has the proper color. And I will move it. And I'm going to move it by grabbing it right on this corner here, and I hit Control and I pop out that one right there. And then what I could do is unhide everything, and I can yeah, I'll undo a step here, and we'll make this whole thing a component, and our life might just be a little bit easier. Okay, so just we'll take this one away and we'll redo it, but what we'll make a component out of is these three things: this, and this. So the three things that we just finished making, you can make them a component and hit OK, and then you can in tags you can assign them to the soffits. So they're in the soffit tag now. So now that we've got the three of them together, that actually should make life a little easier. We're going to do a delete guides. So you click on the magnifying glass and start entering delete, and do delete guides because we are done with them. And we're going to have to kind of redo another step, but it's going to save us some grief in the end if we have this all as one component. So just grab that component anywhere and get it moving on the, hit control to duplicate it. Make sure that you are on the red axis and just move it out there anywhere and click and flip along components red and then bring it back in to unhide the rafters. I know this seems like it's getting awfully complicated, but this is actually the easiest way. We're in some tricky spots here because of all these angles. Did I not click unhide all? Oh, I clicked unhide last. I wanted to click unhide all. It's not working. Oh, I have the rafters turned off. Okay. So now we've flipped that. So now we're going to get right on that corner, and we had it on the red axis before, so we need to get it moving exactly on the red axis again. Hold down the shift key, and you can move it back and refer it right to this edge right here, or this corner, because that's where it has to go. So boom. Now that is actually finished for those, and we need to get both of these. So get your select tool and whatever you have to do to get both of them selected, and then click it. Yeah, we're gonna have to just worry about duplicating it first. So get your move tool, click it, hit control, zoom out a little bit, and I guess I already did this once and forgot to undo it during the course of making this video. So I will have to, I'm gonna erase the ones that I already did. Sometimes these videos, you make more mistakes. I make more mistakes than you guys might think. I know you think, oh, Wagner, I'll bet you that guy never makes a mistake. But it happens occasionally, okay? So, I'm going to have to get my select tool. You guys should already have them selected. And once I've got it moved, and I made sure I moved it along the axis, I can get it right by that very corner there. And I can start to move it back along this axis. Hold down the shift key, and I put it right on. Okay, it's easier to see if I move down. Oh, it moved off the axis. Okay. Get it on the green axis, and then you can refer it to that edge of that siding right there. Why isn't it going to snap onto that? Okay. Okay. Something funny happened there. I'm not snapped. You know what? I don't think I'm snapped onto the correct spot. I don't think I grabbed it by the correct spot. I want to grab it right by that very corner, and then I get it moving on the green axis. Then I move it back here, and there I can snap it right there. And let's have a look if we did it right. We'll take the fascia board away. Okay, yeah, that is correct. It sits out from this just a little bit because that's the thickness of the siding. So that's why that looks like that. That is correct. So now you've got that done. So if we're going to finish this off so that all of these spots are kind of cleaned up and it's all sealed off from the weather, we'll tackle doing that right now. And what we can do with this very end, we'll just straight up model what it's going to look like. And we'll do that by drawing a line from this edge straight on the blue axis, or the red axis, sorry. So make sure it's on the red axis, and click it, and then hit escape, and then start a new line just at the top of this, that exact spot right there, that exact corner on the fascia board, and come up. And what you can do, if you remember from before, you can infer from SketchUp. So if you go from, you run down and touch that spot right there, and then move straight up, you can see I have a little dot there, so I'm still inferred. And then when I get to that spot, click it, and then come straight down. And if I've done everything right, I wonder if it's intersecting with that spot. Straight down on the blue axis. Yeah. Boom. Now, how did I not create a surface? Maybe I need a line from here to there to create a surface. Okay, there's a surface. So now I've got a surface. I got the surface by drawing these 4 lines here. And I have extra sticking out the edge here that I have to erase the tips off of. And the tips should just erase off of those if you get the eraser on them, right? I wonder why that's not working now. I have my eraser tool. Okay, this isn't normal. Okay, let's try selecting them. And so I managed to select it, and I hit delete. Okay, that's what you may have to do. Select it and hit delete. I do not know why the eraser wouldn't do that. And we're using 1/2 inch wood to do this, so we'll just pull this out 1/2 inch. So pull out, point, oh, I'm pulling the wrong way. Okay, pull out, 0.5, enter, make that a component. Okay, and we'll see what we do for our next piece here. Our next piece could be even trickier. The next piece, it looks like, we will just, yeah, that's the tricky one. So, in order to do this, guys, we're just going to do a cheating way. And before I switched scenes here, we forgot to make this a component. So you click 3 times fast, make it a component, okay, and immediately hide it. Then we're going to do a rectangle, and we're just going to model this, and it's not going to be actually for real 100% perfect like it would in the real world, because there's going to be overlapping pieces of wood. There's 2 pieces of wood that will be sharing the same space in space at the same time. So we will hope that that doesn't explode the universe or anything. Now, we've got it in the green axis, so we're going to enter 0.5, 36 to enter this rectangle, so that you get a nice tall rectangle like that, and then we're just going to pull it around until we like it. That's basically all we're going to do. We're going to get the push-pull tool, and we can pull it up to this edge, that on that face right there, and then we can can we chop it off right there? Nope, that won't work. Well, we'll just push this down then. We'll push the top down until we're beneath the level of the rafters, until we're beneath the height of the rafter there. Come on, you. Okay. Oh, I can't get it. Okay, got it. So, moving in a little closer, we've got that. It looks funny if you allow the edges to overlap. You can always see the edge. So you'll just draw a little line where that is, so that you can have a spot to push-pull, because you need a defined spot to push-pull, and that didn't do it. I'm going to hit escape to get out of that push-pull. I'm going to try and redraw that line. That line I should be able to make from that intersection to that intersection. I think I've got it now. I'm going to push-pull it, and I'll just push-pull it in, you know, just into the wood so it's not visible on the edge, so I can kind of see, and that covers that up. And so we do have a kind of a, let's see, we could actually, this, if we can, we'll push-pull up till it kind of completely meets that, and then see if it sticks out the top here. Okay, push-pull it through just a little bit more. Beautiful. So that is that. Now if we unhide everything, and now we need to make this a component before we move on. And okay, and then we'll edit this component. And all we're going to do with it is just push-pull this edge out to match this edge so that it looks a little bit more finished. And then we're going to close that. And that actually, guys, seals up the soffit in one spot. So we've got lots of practice at moving these things now. What we'll do is we'll grab both of them. Boom. And hold down Control, grab that. Make both of them a component. Okay. Then we'll move them all along the red axis. Make sure you keep these things along the red axis when you're doing this. Hit Control, it's on the red axis. Okay, I click, and then I flip along components red, and that should allow us to move this back in. Now, let's see how it's sitting over here before we grab it and move it. Okay, that exact spot lines up with that exact spot on the fascia board, right? So you can see those two corners need to meet there. So if we come to the other side, let's go. Then we select that, and oh, I didn't get it by the right spot. You have to grab it by the exact right spot, and that meets that spot on the fascia board right there. Oh, it didn't click. There we go. So now that's both sides done. You can select both of those. So hold down your control key and select that. You'll move it. Oh, I hit one of those rotate windows. So now I deselected them because I hit escape twice. I think if I would have hit escape just once, it wouldn't have done that. Okay, so now we're going to move them right along. Control the duplicate because we need one of these on each end. Move it right along the green axis. Make sure it's on the green axis. Then we will flip these along the green direction, I believe, and see if we can. Did that work? Yes, it did. So flip along the green direction, then get your move tool, and we'll do that exact corner right again, right there, and shift this back onto. I can't see. Now I really can't see. Okay, now I can see. Right there. And that's it for all the soffit done. Now we forgot to paint bucket these things. Boom. We'll paint them all. And this. Paint that and that. Alright. Yep, everything's good, guys. So that takes care of the soffits. We can get rid of this. And we'll just delete that, and we can select all of those things that we just made and put them in the soffit tag. So you hold down your control key and select all that. Oh, go to tags and go to soffit and put it in the soffit tag. Okay, there we go. And that completes the soffits. Now, our cheating way here that we did, if you look at what all this is, we have a bunch of different wood that's crossed over each other, and this stuff here, a lot of it doesn't have any bracing. There would be nothing to nail it to, and it would be pretty hard to drive a screw back or a nail back through this way back into that thin piece of 1/2 inch wood. So if you were doing this in the real world, you would have to build some bracing in behind this to hold all of these little pieces that we've got here. We're just going to let it go because this is close enough, okay? And if we start modeling all of that detail, every little piece of that detail, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. So we do have some stuff that's overlapping, but it looks not bad. And I think we're going to call it a day right there. As one final note, just a reminder before I go, save this. Make sure you've got it a new file name, which you should have done already with your name on it, and then save it and turn it in with that file attached to your assignment when you turn it in, okay? Have a good day, everybody.